Yeah, hey, Isaac. I thought I would, after taking a look at your website a little bit further, just kind of record an analysis. And I do this for some people just to show them and showcase maybe some of our work, but also to point out things in their own website that probably need to be addressed. And as I was going through your website, I saw a lot of things in it that I guess if I can relate it to to a car, you could have the facade or the outside of the car look really nice, like what they do in the Portland Car Show. But when you lift the hood, there's no engine to it. And if I trying not to throw anybody under the bus on your website, that's sort of what I'm seeing, is that it aesthetically has some good appeal. But there's nothing behind it. There's no motor in this thing that would generate a lot of traffic unless you were buying keywords and that sort of thing. So anyway, I'm just going to take you through a quick overview of your site. You got a beautiful icon, or not icon, but a logo. Love that. Fits really well. You've got a menu with, it looks like 8 maybe pages to it, and that's okay. I'd suggest more pages than what you have, but to begin with, that's fine. There's really no title to your website. This is the home page. There's something called an H1 tag, and by not having an H1 tag on your website, Google really doesn't know how to rank this page, or really what this page is all about. The other thing is that Google looks for a minimum of 300 words on every page for it to index. And in your case, if I scroll down, we've got a couple paragraphs here, but it's well short of the 300 minimum that Google looks at. And so in regards to indexing your page, I don't see how in the world Google would index it. It's sort of transparent out there. You've got some good keywords in here: salmon, steelhead, sturgeon, and that sort of thing. It's really not tied much into Portland or Columbia or Oregon or Washington, and that would be something I would suggest that you do when creating your text. There's no subheadings in here other than this one. It says "Welcome to the Columbia River" and select tributaries. But again, for a home page, it's pretty stark, and getting it ranked is going to be really tough. You have a section in here where to fish and when, and this page appears that it has more than 300 words on it. So this is probably being indexed by Google, but Google is indexing it simply on the word calendar, and that probably isn't doing you any good. It should be calendar of fishing in the Columbia or something like that. Tying it into the area in which you fish or the type of fish that you fish for would be really smart here. So again, Google is probably indexing this, but they're not indexing it in the correct manner. Your photos are gallery. I mean, you got some great photos. You got a great boat, man. It looks like a cool boat to fish out of. And then you've got your gear here. Your gear looks like it's tied into some sort of shopping cart, maybe WooCommerce or something like that. Again, on the photos and gear, I'm not seeing enough text for Google to index it. If we go to the fishing reports, the latest fishing report you have is on February 18th. You should be doing fishing reports as a brand new guide on the internet at least once a week. You really need to put in time in adding consistent content for Google to rank this. And again, if I look at it, I don't nearly have 300 words on this page. And so again, this page in regards to Google is probably transparent. You have a facts page, and the facts page, you've got more than 300 words, I would think, but we don't have any graphics, we don't have anything to tie it back in. All it is FAQs. It maybe should read FAQs of fishing the Columbia, or FAQs of fishing with Houston's hookups. Something, again, that ties it back so Google is indexing it correctly. You've got an About Us page, and we don't have nearly enough text here. We don't have a picture of you. We don't have a picture of the boat. And so when people are getting to your site, there is no real compelling reason for them to give you a call unless they know you. Now, if they know you, then you're giving them enough information. But being a new guide, I don't think that, again, you may be getting traffic to the site, but the next step is to give them a compelling reason to give you a call. I'm going to show you a couple sites, and I'm going to kind of tour the U.S. I got one in Texas, one in Northern California, one in Chesapeake Bay. Some of these, a couple of them are relatively new sites, so another one has maybe been out there a year, something like that. But I'm going to start off with this guy that fishes for alligator gar down in Texas. And I've been working with Kurt for quite some time in regards to just getting him involved. He's at another site, wasn't doing really well, and so we just put this one up. Because I'm videoing this is going to be a little slow in transition. But as you can see, the heading of this is bringing pictures in and out, is giving people kind of the wow factor of what he catches, and there's interaction here. If I scroll down the page, then I've got his sponsors here. I've got a little bit about Kirk and his wife. He was seen on River Monsters. There's a nice alligator gar with more text. I'm tying it into Google Maps to show the Trinity River where he fishes. We have local weather forecasts that people can go in and look at, and these are all interactive. If I wanted to see the wind right now in Huntsville, Texas, there it is. If I want to see the rain forecast, there it is. And again, people are going here to get their information about fishing with Kirk and then the water levels on the Trinity River. If I wanted to look at maybe some of the other fish that he catches, he primarily fishes for alligator gar, but he'll fish for other things too, like blue cats and that sort of thing. He's also a duck hunter and guides for ducks, and so we put some illustrations here of other fish that he fishes for. We have a little bit about his lodge, and I'm going to click on that, and it is a photo gallery of the lodge. Again, we've got a lot of text in here talking about it. We have a lot of fun with some of our clients. They want to either be listed as a banana-free zone or a banana-friendly zone. And depending on your beliefs, we can put those graphics in there. And again, we have a lot of fun with that. And then we have a rates page. And the rates page is going to really just a contact form. This is the contact form that gets texted to him. Kirk doesn't like to publish his rates. He wants people to call and ask about the different rates that he has for multiple days and that sort of thing. So anyway, that's one of the sites I wanted to show you. Another one here is Quincy Guide Service. I'm going to do a reload on this site. And again, it's going to load up just a little slow because I'm recording it. But again, I'm putting a lot of interaction in the home page. I've got a slider going here. They've got a big, beautiful logo. And then if I start scrolling down, I've got the listing of the rivers that he fishes, a little bit of text. They fish something called the Sundial Bridge for rainbows. I have a pop-up coming up. He's wanting to do river floats in the evening, and so I have this pop-up that's coming up here. And then if I scroll down, I have a map, more information about Quincy Guide Service. We tie it into Facebook down below. So it's, again, very interactive, very eye-appealing. If I wanted to go to, let's say, the guides, he has 3 different guides, all his sons that work for him. Maybe I wanted to go to little Brian and take a look at his page. Then it gives me a picture of little Brian, a little bio of it. I have his fishing calendar. Now, little Brian currently is fishing up in the Kenai, and he's working as a guide up there. So his calendar is wide open. Maybe if I go back to guides and go to Big Brian, then I'll see a more interactive calendar for him right now, because he's in Northern California doing the floating. There we go. And so anyway, the boxes in dark green are ones he has booked. He has half days booked and that sort of thing. He also does a lot of bear hunting. There's a ton of different text and pages on this particular website because we really wanted it to get noticed out there, since we only put it up about 10 months ago. So in this case, on this page, I'm trying to rank this page for Premier California Bear Hunting Guides, and so I use that as the title. And so again, as I mentioned that H1 thing to you, these are the H1 tags that you really need on the website. They don't look necessarily aesthetically appealing, but would you rather have it be aesthetically appealing and win a graphic design contest, or do you want people to call? And so that's why we use these types of things here. We've got a weather forecast that we put in for him. that brings up weather in different areas in which he fishes. Come on now. Weather will come up here in a second. Again, this is a little slow because I'm recording it, but there's then 6 different areas that we're tracking the weather. There's the NOAA reports with river levels. We can also put in turbidity charts and that sort of thing, hook it directly into the Department of Fish and Wildlife. Lastly, I'm going to go to a charter service in Chesapeake Bay, which is by Washington, D.C. It's called Never Enough Charters. This guy kills it, and he has a great big boat, fishes corporately, sort of like what you wanted to do, although he can fish 30 people out of this boat. It's a private charter. Again, it's aesthetically appealing, lots of big fish with people with smiles on their face. We've added videos to the home page, where he fishes, what he wants to fish for, a little about the boat, because in his case it's all about the boat. It's a big, beautiful boat, lots of pictures again, and hopefully people are looking at this going, ooh, that can be me. And then the types of fish that he fishes for and the dates they're available in Chesapeake Bay. This is sort of like yours, but it's more graphically appealing than what's on your site. There's our weather widgets, and then there's some blogging down below. In his case, I have put in a corporate tab, and let's say I wanted to talk about team building. So I can click on the team building, and then it will bring up a page, or it should, about team building and about running fishing trips on how to build a team. And so here we go. So here's the team building page, and again, it's got over 300 words on it. It's got some nice graphics. Everything then goes to book your trip now. And again, there's about 26 different pages on this. So it's very, very robust. We have a lot of these H1 tags being ranked for and that sort of thing. So if I kind of go back through, as you can see on the home pages on all of this, we've put a tremendous amount of effort in making the home page, or that first impression, very, very appealing. We tailor it to the type of business that you want to run, and so we interview you for about an hour as we talk about what goes on the site. I'm the one that does that, and then we design it based on the appeal or the look that you'd like to have. And so then if I go back to Captain Kirk, yes, it is Captain Kirk, and he fishes out of a boat he calls the Gar Ship Enterprise. And it's really kind of funny, but the guy is world renowned, holds all these world records and that sort of thing. Again, it's going to load just a little slow because I'm videoing it. But if I go back to your site and I look at the home page on yours, and I compare it against the home pages on those other sites, there's not a whole lot Google can do with this. So anyway, again, I'm not trying to diss what you've already paid a lot of money to have done, but it sure appears that it's not helping you at all, and it won't help you until you get it situated in such a way that it follows Google's ranking outlines and that sort of thing. All 3 of those websites that I showed you all fell within that $1,500 price range, with a mobile app and with all of the interactions and that sort of thing. So I'm not showing you like $10,000 sites and I'm going to do a bait and switch, forgive the pun, on that. That's the quality of the work that we do. I've got another 100 guides that I've done business with throughout Oregon and Washington and Alaska. We also do a lot of sites internationally. We've got them in Australia and Greenland, and here in the South Pacific and Argentina. So anyway, again, we know your business very well. We can make a big difference in it, and we aren't just people that are designing websites. We're designing websites that are set up in such a way that they're going to get you the traffic and the interaction that you want with your clients. So anyway, thanks much for your time.